Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. I'm Troy Westside. Thank you so much for watching the Solid Sports video blog. And this is episode 43. As today's date is June 30th, final day of the month of 2018. Thank you so much for watching. A lot to get into. Sorry I've been on hiatus for about a month again. The Wi-Fi signal has been bad. If y'all been following me, y'all know about that. I had a blog set up last week, but it had been too old, so I didn't post it once the signal came back. And it's still not that good, but hopefully sometime in July I have a stronger signal, so this won't happen again. But right now the signal is on, so hopefully I'm able to post this video and talk to you guys. I just want to say thanks for all the support, everybody that's been supporting me. I'm going to put in the description box, I have a Facebook channel that I'm back on as well. I brought that back just to probably try to get some more subscribers. I also got an IG channel as well, so I'm going to start posting stuff on those to maybe reach out and get some more subscribers. But I just want to thank you guys for all the support. I think that'll open up the channel a little bit more, so I did open up a Facebook page. I had to open up my old page. I tried to do a new one, but maybe because my phone ain't acting right, I couldn't do it. So I just went ahead and reopened the old account that I had on Facebook, and I started a new IG. The IG is Solid Sports and Gaming. Of course, Solid Sports, one word, underscore and underscore gaming. And on Facebook, you look me up as TD West, or you probably could put in Troy Solid Sports and Gaming West. And you should be able to find me. I got my real picture up there. I'm actually going to change my YouTube picture today as well and put a new picture up. But I just want to, like I said, I want to open up and really take this channel real seriously and try to get more dialogue, more people to interact. So that's why I did that. But go ahead and get started with this week's episode. Not a lot to talk about other than really the NBA free agency, which I'm gonna get into in a little while. But of course I'll start with Major League Baseball. Give a quick thoughts on that. NFL this week, of course, the big news with Jameis Winston. Well, it's been like 2 weeks. I had something set up last week that I was going to talk about, but I'll talk about it today. And just touch on a couple of other things. What's going on in July, which is tomorrow, of course. But I got some projects set up for July that I really want to get into. And of course, I pretty much shout out some people before I get off here. But let's go ahead and get started with the baseball talk. Not that much to talk about. Of course, it's the middle of the season. I think the All-Star game is about 2 weeks away, or a little more, a little less than that. But the AL, pretty much, like I said, I wrote down no surprises. Not a lot of surprises in the American League. All the teams you thought that was going to do well is doing well. Cleveland Indians in the Central. Out west, maybe Seattle is probably a little bit of a surprise. Still hanging in there with Houston, but Houston again having a good year. And in the East, of course, the Red Sox and the Yankees are going to battle it out. Everybody else is pretty much out of it. As far as in the East anyway, with the division. In the National League, like I said, I'm so pumped up for my Atlanta Braves. They're still in first place as we speak now. Philadelphia, I guess it's a surprise in the National League. They still fighting in there. The Washington Nationals still there as well. I think they're going to wind up winning the division still. I still haven't changed that. I still haven't changed my mind about that. In the Central as well, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and the Chicago Cubs. I think the Cubs is the better team, but this could be the year maybe Milwaukee finally win it. St. Louis is going to be around as well. Those teams will definitely be alive probably throughout the season and for a wild card spot. But if I had to say right now, I probably would still go with the Cubs, just like how I feel about the Nationals. I just think they're just a better team. And in the West, real interesting. The Dodgers just came back. They struggled to start the season, but they started to win games. But right now, Arizona is in first place. The Giants are hanging in there, but Colorado, I think they're right around 500. And of course, you still got San Diego. But it's pretty tight. The National League is pretty tight. Like, really no team is completely out of it in the National League like it yet. But in the American League, you know, those teams in the American League, Puerto Rico, Houston, Boston, and New York Yankees definitely are cream of the crop. Everybody else still, so Cleveland, I mean, they got a little lead in the Central, but they still just got 44, 45 wins. All the rest of those, Houston, New York Yankees, and Boston got over 50 wins. So, like I said, they pretty much established themselves already. Like I said, baseball is a long season, so I mean, you still got the second half of the season, so we'll see what happens. As far as players standing out this year, of course, Boston got a couple of JT Martinez having a monster year. Say like he was a real big pickup for Boston. DHing. Mike Trout, of course, still having a good year. In the National League, haven't heard a lot about anyone over there. Bryce Harper got off to a good start, but he's struggling. But like I said, I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. Probably try to do some more research on that. But like I said, it's still a long season. You know, season don't start getting interesting until late August and throughout the playoffs. So we'll see where baseball stands then. But every week I try to touch on it a little bit, give a little update on it. So I'm just gonna move over to the NBA. Of course, free agency starts tonight at midnight. Of course, a lot of big players opt out. LeBron James, Paul George opted out. Melo, he opted in for OKC. But everybody, you know, that was suspected to probably move, they opted out. I still gotta look and see. Right now, nothing, you know, official. Of course, nothing ain't official till after tonight anyway. But a lot of people think of LeBron going to Los Angeles. And Kawhi Leonard, of course, has been the biggest news of where he probably wind up going. He don't want to really be in San Antonio anymore. He want to go to Los Angeles. It don't matter, they said, if it's the Clippers or the Lakers. But I think, you know, I think he'll probably wind up being a Laker eventually. LeBron James, I don't know. Like, I've been wrong about him every time he made a move. You pretty much don't know what's on his mind. I wouldn't be shocked if he stayed in Cleveland, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he go to Los Angeles. Anywhere else he goes, I'd be a little bit more surprised. Like if he wound up going to Houston or Philadelphia, which is other teams that's out there. I don't think he's going to Boston at all. I really don't. I mean, you just never know with LeBron. So I'm not even going to try to make any big predictions where I think he's going to go. But if I had a feeling, I guess it's sort of still a prediction I'm about to do. But I think if I had a feeling, if he was moving, he would probably go to the Lakers. But I guess I've been thinking about that in a deeper sense. Like, you know, the Lakers have a tradition, a history, a lot of good players. Like Kobe, he played in the Kobe Bryant era, at least the first half, you know, most of it. So I think he, you know, unless he's thinking like, well, maybe I could get another 2 or 3 in LA championship. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. I didn't sleep well, so I'm sorry about that. I mean, that's the only reason why I think he would go to Los Angeles. But I think he'd be sort of like, I don't want to say ride coattails, but I think it's such a deep history there that no matter what he does there, he's still not going to eclipse like Magic Johnson and Kobe, even Shaq. Even though Shaq was there and got history, you know, I still think he would be behind those guys at Laker history, unless he come there and just win like 3 or 4 in a row or something like that, which I don't think is going to happen. So I don't see that move being, if he's making that move, he's definitely thinking about after his career in the NBA, you know, after basketball. As far as Kawhi, like I said, a little bit surprising the way that his attitude supposedly is, that he wanted to leave San Antonio. The Spurs must have really Rubbed him the wrong way. But if I'm the Spurs, I think I trade him if I can. Get what I can for him and go ahead and let him go. No matter where it is, I wouldn't really be dedicated to trading him to LA. But I think the Spurs really want to keep him. Like, that's their main goal. They want to try to rectify everything and keep him, which I don't blame him for doing that either. So, but so we'll see what goes down tonight and throughout next week. There'll be a lot of moves being made. The Paul George move interested me as well. I wonder if he's going to stay. Okay, they say he really want to stay in OKC. They say he was dedicated to OKC and liked it there for the year he was there. They really like playing with Russell Westbrook. But we'll see how that folds. But he was really wanting to go to Los Angeles as well, to the Lakers specifically. But Indiana traded him to OKC and got what they could for him with the Oladipo, which wound up being a good trade, as the Pacers was a surprise last year. I have more on this next week. Next week a lot more days to be clear. Right now we're just speculating and guessing where people want to go, and till midnight, and maybe before then, Friday today, you're gonna see a lot of moves being made. Move on to the NFL. Of course, the biggest story in the NFL the last few weeks has been the Jameis Winston incident. Supposedly back in 2016, he supposedly sexually assaulted a Uber driver that he was riding with, female Uber driver. The NFL gave him 3 games. A lot of people had their different opinions about it. Think it should be more than 3 games. Some people even think he should be cut. Where I stand on it, number one, I like Jameis as a player. I think I'm a fan of his. I really thought he was going to come into the NFL, and he's had some moments where he looked like he's going to be a steady quarterback for Tampa Bay. I even picked Tampa Bay to make the playoffs last year, and they didn't make it, of course. I just think he has the talent to get things done, but unfortunately, talent ain't always what you need to succeed, especially in the NFL. Is not. You need the mental aspect. It looks like he's lacking that, to say the least. But I think he probably should get more than 3 games, just about all of the little troubles he's been in since he came out of Florida State. Of course, the minimum is supposed to be 6 games, but I think I was looking at ESPN and other networks. There's sort of a loophole when it comes to the the conduct policy, I should say, with that. But basically they said he recently probably cut a deal. He wasn't going to appeal or fight it, so they said, well, we'll give you just 3 games. He ain't appeal it, so probably a little handshake was done under the table somewhat, and that's why he got the 3 games instead of maybe more longer. Now I don't think he should be cut yet, and I say yet because I think if he does get into something similar or any more trouble, I wouldn't blame Tampa for cutting him. But right for now, I think he's on like definitely a zero tolerance. Like basically walking a tightrope to me. I think if he does anything else, I think Tampa would probably flat out cut him. I think this is probably the final straw right here for him. And not just for Tampa, I think all over the league. Like, how things work in the NFL. Once you get some type of stigma on you, a lot of teams might not touch you. Like I was hearing analysts say, well, if they did cut him, he would get picked up tomorrow. I don't think so. I think it would take a while. I think he'd have a stigma on him. I don't think he would be touched right away, in my opinion. I think he would get picked up right away. And I think if he does something else and wind up getting cut, I think it would be, his career might be in jeopardy. I really think it's at that limit. But he got to keep his lows clean. I think if he do one more thing, I think he's done. I think the NFL won't give him a chance to try to prove himself or rectify himself. And hopefully he learned this lesson. This happened 2 years ago. That's what kind of rubs me the wrong way too. This over 2 years ago this happened. And you know, like, you know, for the woman that was just happy to, you know, my condolence. Well, I don't want to say condolence, but you know, my heart goes out to her. Basically, nobody deserved to be put against their will, like, for anything, especially for sexual flavors or anything. If you're doing something, if you're being forced to do something, that's not a good thing. That's just wrong, period. That's just common sense. Can't force somebody to do nothing they don't want to do. So that's what comes to almost anything, especially when it comes to sexual assault or any of those things. If you force somebody to do something they don't want to do, that's just wrong, period. So, but that being said, though, 2 years, just wish that, this could have came out then, or at least months after, and it could have been dealt with then. But he's paying the consequences now. But some people say he get off easy. I think he get off sort of easy, just 3 games. And like I said, that division is tough. I was going to talk more about the NFC side. I talked about it last week, but I didn't post that video. But Tampa is the worst team in this division. You can't afford to lose your quarterback for the first 3 games. Tampa started off 0-3. They're not winning that division, or probably not making the playoffs. Even if he was there, they probably was going to make the playoffs anyway. At least in my opinion, they wasn't. Atlanta ain't going nowhere. New Orleans is improved. They defense. You got Drew Brees, of course, so they look good. I picked them to really make it to the Super Bowl last year, but once the playoffs was formed, it was my NFC team to make it. And Carolina still got Cam, and they good defense, so that division is tough. Can't afford to lose any games. And then you gotta win in the division, so man, I don't know what type of first 3 games is, but I'm guessing at least one of those games is a division game, so not good for them as a team. And then off the field, it's just not good for him. So hopefully he learned this lesson. Hopefully this is the last time. I'm rooting for him. And like I said, he's forever linked to Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota made the playoffs last year. Tennessee made the playoffs last year. So right now, if you had to say who had the better career, it got to be Marcus Mariota, right? Even though Mariota been injured here and there, but they won a playoff game last year. Went in Kansas City and won. So right now, he had the better career, no doubt. There's no debate right now who's been better. They was picked 1 and 2 in that draft. I think it was 2013, 2014 draft. So Marcus Mariota right now is winning when it comes to the debate. It's no comparison. So Jameis got to get it together. But like I said, I'm rooting for him. One thing I wanted to touch on with the NFL is that the NFL Network, the top 100. I don't get all blown up about those lists. People who pull their hair out and say, well, this and this and that. Especially NFL, and I think basketball, baseball, probably every sport with position players, it's hard to gauge who the best player really is because there's so many different positions. Like the NFL, everybody say the quarterback is the most important position, so quarterback should be rated high on the list. But without an offensive line, quarterback don't mean nothing. If you don't got a good offensive line, a good defensive line can get to the quarterback. A good running back is valuable. So, I think they should break it down by position. But I'm going to start doing a list, probably starting next week. I threw 3 offensive positions, probably start with quarterback, and I'm going to do 3 deep. Well, it's only 3 different positions, really, D-line, linebacker, and corners. I'm going to do a top 5. I think, especially in the NFL, you got to just do a list, maybe a top 10, a top 20 list, of every position in the NFL. Maybe a top 10 list, because, there's too many positions to really gauge who the best player is. But I think Tom Brady was number 1 on that list, which you can't argue with, Still dominating at, 42? I think he turned in August. So, but some people was upset about some players not even making the list. I think the only thing I got a problem with that list is somebody that's rated high, and then maybe they have a sort of a off year the next year, they completely out the list, which is inconsistent to me. you know. But I think the players, I think they say this was a list made by the players, so that's another flaw with the list as well. So, but I don't get all bent out about those lists, you know. But I'm gonna do my own list starting next week. So I'm gonna start with quarterbacks, my top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. I start that list next week on a blog. Just about to wrap things up. Just a few final thoughts. The World Cup. Luckily, my video didn't air last week because I forgot to talk about the World Cup. I'm a soccer fan, you know, more of a casual soccer fan. I've been trying to keep up with the World Cup. I watched a few games here and there throughout the week, you know. I think that was in the 16 round, so which is I think it's single elimination, so you lose, you out. A couple of big teams didn't make it. Germany, I think, got eliminated. A couple of other big schools, but Germany was the most surprising one that didn't make it out the group play. But I keep up with it. You know, I'll probably try to do some research and talk about it a little bit next week. But yeah, World Cup. I watched the 2006 World Cup was the last one I really watched, you know, and kept up with. I think I want to say, who won that one? France. I think France won the 2006. If somebody watched it, you could correct me. You could correct me. I'm not sure, but I think France won that one. In 2006. I'm not sure, but I really followed that one a lot. The 2010 one I didn't follow that much at all. And then it was 2014. That one either. Those last two I didn't follow at all. And this one a little bit more than those two, but yeah. Well, if you big soccer fans or football fans, I should say, for the rest of the world, definitely get interesting. I think that starts today, the round of 16, so keep a lookout for that. Tennis, a little bit of tennis this week. Serena, root for Serena, especially on the women's side. Root for. She got a low seed. A lot of people are upset about that, but they say her draw is a little bit easy. But I think it was some news that she was somewhat, I don't want to go as far as say discriminated, but I guess because she was pregnant, she came back from pregnancy. That's why her rating has been so low. But I was thinking maybe it was more because she didn't win. You know, she sort of, you know, when she came back, she lost a few matches, so that's what downgraded her. But I still believe in her. She's still the best tennis player, period, that I've ever seen, woman or man, in my opinion. She's the best. I got a feeling she's gonna turn up and win this Wimbledon. So I think that starts Monday. But that's pretty much it. A lot of things going on next month in July. My video game playthroughs, about to have some new content, more retro series stuff. Mega Man X collection 1 and 2 coming out the end of the month. So look out for that in July. God of War, I plan on purchasing that game and playing that, even though that game is kind of old now. It's been about 2 months, a little over 2 months now, so I still want to play it. I'm a big God of War fan, so I want to play that through and share with you guys. The more the blog, like I said, my schedule about to be a little bit hectic, so I'll be recording about this schedule. Well, with the blog, it's not going to change. I still have free time on Saturdays to record, even though I'll be working on Saturdays, but still I have time during the daytime to record the blog, so that's what I do it. Still look out for NBA Live 18. My OKC Thunder franchise mode. The Thunder's in the playoffs. Actually got forced to a game 7 in the first round, so if I don't win that game, then that NBA Live will be over. But you know, NBA Live 19 comes out early September. There's a lot of stuff going on in September. Really, from July on, it's going to be a lot of stuff, new stuff. So keep your eyes peeled. And like I said, now I got the Facebook thing Facebook account set up and an IG account, so I'm gonna be posting little stuff on there about the blog and about the YouTube channel in general. So to try to get more people to join and subscribe and everything. It's very hot today. That's why you see me with a shirt on here. In Baltimore, Maryland, it's really real hot. It's probably up the whole East Coast, of course, in the high 90s. So my little nephew Carter Sanders, I want to say happy birthday to you, bro. I'll see you a little later on. I'm going to do a little time with him today. He turned 4 a few days ago. And all the rest of my family, all my sisters, my man, Fat Man, Don Juan, shout out to you, bro. You always been my brother, been supportive, been helping me out with this and everything else. Other than that, I wouldn't be able to post anything. My man Derek, been real consistent watching the blogs, so shout out to you, bro. Still gotta get at you. Hopefully Monday, thanks to my man, Fat Man, Don Juan, I should be getting a new phone, so that will help with everything as well. Because actually, I'm holding my phone up right now. It's cracked. I mean, look at it. I got it taped up because it's broken up so bad. But hopefully that problem be fixed. And then, like I said, I'm gonna fix the internet problem so we won't have any issues with that in July as well. And just to all my friends, my best friend Trinella, I want to say thank you to her as well, and everybody else that's been supportive. Thank everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up though. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, check out my channel. There's a lot of content I've been doing this week. The retro series with Mega Man. I finished Mega Man 10, so I'm done with Mega Man for right now. But Mega Man having a big year. Got Mega Man 11 coming out in October as well. Black Ops 4. A lot of stuff coming out this year. So I want to be able to give y'all the best content as possible. And like I said, now that I got the Facebook channel, the Facebook account up, I'm going to be doing a lot of updates on that. So, but I'm Troy West. Always a pleasure to be with you guys. Like I said, I like the interaction. Another thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to put up a poll or NBA best rookies. So check out the polls during the videos. Just thank y'all for y'all support. I hope y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I'll talk to y'all next week and throughout the week. And I want to say thanks as well. And thanks for all the support. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you again.